Sport has the power to change the world. It has the power to inspire. It has the power to unite people in a way that little else does. It speaks to youth in a language they understand. Sport can create hope where once there was only despair. It is more powerful than governments in breaking down racial barriers.
It was a memorable African afternoon.
Francois, and then we had 65,000 South Africans here today. Tremendous support.
David, we didn't have 60,000 South Africans. We had 43 million South Africans.
The president to the captain.
A moment that helped shape a new rainbow nation. A moment crafted by the charisma, the dignity, and the understated genius of one very special man. Instinctively, the almost exclusively white crowd responded to Mandela's public statement of forgiveness by chanting his name. His risk was already paying political dividends.
He said, "I understand fully and totally how important rugby is to the Afrikaner, how important is the Springbok emblem to the Afrikaner. And because of their support for me as the first ever black president, that's why I went out to support the Springbok emblem."
This is it! This is our destiny! Gambaka!
In the slum, life is really bad. Most of these girls, some are orphans, some are single parents because some parents maybe died because of HIV.
There are thousands of kids who live in slums, in rural areas, poverty-driven areas, where they cannot play. They do not play at all. And on top of that, not only do we provide them an opportunity to play, through play, we give them education. We teach them about HIV and AIDS. We teach them about reproduction. We teach them about gender equity, about self-esteem.
Like me, if it was not going maybe to play sports, I could still be there in the dumping site. But maybe if they get the support, I believe all of them can come out of the dumping site.
Juu singependelea pia wasichana wengine wako ile situation ilikuwa. Sasa hii siku hizi waliacha hiyo tabia ya kuiba na ya gam. Siku hizi tuko nao pamoja, tunasaidia pia watu wadogo.
We didn't get the chance to play soccer and get scholarships in order for us to continue with our education. I don't think we would be here because many of our friends that we were with in high school dropped from Form 3 because they could not afford the school fee. So they ended up getting married or getting children at an early age.
We organize like cleanups, the community, or also like do some roadshow, doing some awareness, creating awareness on most HIV and AIDS, gender violence, child abuse, teenage prostitution. We also have like computer classes and like a peer education session.
Called World Peace Through Sports, and that is like what we do is we get companies to sponsor us, and for like every goal we score, every slide tackle we do, or however many points. And whoever company is sponsoring us will give a certain amount of money for the points, and all that money will go to a charity of our choice.
And especially if you've taken shots.
I'll try it on.
So the goal of the symposium today is to see that an environmentally sustainable, spiritually fulfilling, socially just human presence on the planet is an achievable dream for our future.
We have been trying to start a football club for girls in all the schools that we work in. But this is going to be an exciting way of telling the girls there are girls in America who care for you, who are playing football to support you, and they will be very excited, and I'm sure it will have a positive impact on their education and on their learning.
The chance to just push myself to help other people, like try and get that extra slide tackle, that extra header, just come out to practice 100%, and it really helps me to feel that because I'm helping myself and others at the same time, it's just making my life so much better.
You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be one. Imagine.
This is kind of hard to understand, but sometimes you can try so hard at something. Sometimes you can be so prepared and still fail. And with every time you fail, it's painful. It causes sadness. I've often said a man's character is not judged after he celebrates a victory, but by what he does when his back is against the wall. So no matter how great the setback, how severe the failure, you never give up. You never give up. You pick yourself up, you brush yourself off, you push forward, you move on, you adapt, you overcome. That is what I
believe. Whatever the outcome is, win, loss, tie, you already know. We're here not to play for our names, but for the name in the front of our jerseys. Represent that name and 1-7's name, and let's give God a victory.
Yesterday my son played against your 1-7 team. I am so thankful for the wonderful witness for Jesus that you were on and off the field. How you conducted yourselves was a powerful and convicting testimony of who you are and your faith in Jesus. None of the members of the coaching staff or players of the South Dakota United Barcelona team can ever say that you haven't seen a real Christian athlete or what God can do in a young man's life. I am very impressed. What an outstanding young man and team. We are convicted, encouraged, and thankful for who you are. God bless you and your team, South Dakota United Parent.
I understand you made a statement for a good cause. I like that, though. That's great.
And joining us here is Manny Ahomey with Samaritan's Feet. Manny, it's great to see you again, man.
It's great to be here, Ernie. Thank you so much for having me here.
Oh, no, it's our pleasure. We've talked about the mission of Samaritan's Feet and putting 10 million pairs of shoes on 10 million kids' feet worldwide in 10 years. But tell me where the whole idea came about. And it came about really with you and your childhood.
Actually, you know what? Just to stand here today is just a phenomenal opportunity. I tell people I'm the most blessed person on the face of this planet. To look at a poor African boy born in Nigeria that didn't have a pair of shoes until 9 years old, until a missionary came to my country and gave me a pair of shoes and told me to dream and give me a pair of basketball to dribble. So taught me to give me a basketball, and which ended up becoming the opportunity that brought me to the United States to come get my education. So I stand here today saying I'm blessed. But more so, there are more children around the world that are being blessed because, you know what, we're now trying to pay it forward for what's been done.
Like not get a pair of shoes.
Well, I mean, to think about this, 300 million children around the world, Charles and Kenny, around the world, I woke up this morning that they have a pair of shoes. And to think about their feet is their primary mode of transportation. You see children, their mom walking miles in dangerous terrain and broken bottles, thorns and different things and feet being poked. And people don't even know this. You know, one of the key reasons why a lot of people have a lot of diseases and infections because they're walking around in their bare feet.
We do stuff that I want it to have impact, and I want it to have impact 10 years, 20 years, 30 years from now. Many of the players that I'm going to coach are going to come across fame and fortune. What do you do with it?
We built these walls of stone.
Do you make your life about yourself and how much you can grab, or do you make your life about everybody else?
The water cold.
When you do the latter, life becomes much easier.
Trust and hope.
You like Batman? He's my favorite. He's my favorite superhero too. It's humbling, actually. It actually makes you want to drop a couple tears because you see all these kids and you think about what we complain about every day, and it just makes you thankful for what you have and what you've been blessed with. That's good.
Trying to get them to understand the feeling of giving, the feeling of serving.
See these young people today, in the next few years, some of them are going to be NBA on the biggest stage, but they realize they have a platform, they can use that to serve, because that's the greatest example I think Coach is teaching them. It's one thing to win basketball games. It's another thing to win the game of life by being what a servant leader. This young man has changed. You see the smile, the joy. You think the kids are the only ones smiling? Check out the faces of this young man, and they've been changed and transformed.
He was a great track star. With Jackie Robinson, baseball was really almost the last thing he was great at. He was great at everything. He could have done anything.
While in the Army, Robinson was arrested for refusing to move to the back of a segregated bus. Robinson fought a court-martial and was eventually given an honorable discharge. With the Negro Leagues as his only opportunity to play professional baseball, Robinson joined the Kansas City Monarchs in 1945. That same year, he was given a life-changing invitation by Branch Rickey of the Brooklyn Dodgers.
There were players in the Negro League that were just as good, if not better, than Jackie Robinson. But Branch Rickey understood that he needed more than just a superb baseball player. He needed someone who had flawless and impeccable character, and he found that person in Jackie Robinson.
Despite harsh opposition, Robinson was selected as the first Rookie of the Year, became the first man in the league in 26 years to steal his way around the bases, and in 1955, he helped the Brooklyn Dodgers win the World Series against the New York Yankees.
The valor with which Jackie Robinson responded to the jeers and the hatred and the bigoted remarks in the catcalls is one of the great silent portraits in American history.
They transformed a sport. They found opportunity where there was none, and created a new nation of fans. Their legacy lives on in a generation of young girls who take the soccer field as if it were their birthright. The revolution they caused is not even 2 decades old, but to some, it feels as if it happened a lifetime ago.
Serves this ball forward, and Michelle Akers read this thing and jumped onto it. Michelle with a brave run upfield. Here's Akers, no! With a chance! Open net! He scores! And then the longest, 2 minutes of my life is what happened next, because now I'm thinking, oh my gosh, we could win this thing, we could win this thing. We wait simply for the whistle, and that is it! And the United States has finally won a world championship in soccer!
It meant everything for us to win that first tournament. And I mean, this was America winning the world's game.
I felt
the raw emotion of the Yankee fans.
The crowd just erupts in a chant of USA. There is nothing like it that I've ever experienced at a ball game. It was overwhelming. It was just overwhelming.
President Bush is standing out there like a brick wall. I'm not afraid of terrorists. I'm going to stand all out here. I'm going to give you a thumbs up, and I'm going to throw a strike.
I didn't vote for him, but at that point, my personal feelings about him as a politician is gone. I watched him, and he was my representative, and I had never felt that way before.
Very nice throw, Mr. President. Good stuff, good stuff. At that moment, everybody there was there for baseball and to show the world that in spite of what can happen to us, we'll pull ourselves together, and what is our life and our way of life will continue.
United we stand. We stand together in the face of this threat. We will play baseball in the midst of the beginnings of this war. No matter what the threat may be to us, the United States of America will stand strong and will never be intimidated.
Eyes were on a player named Lauryn Hill, quite possibly the most devoted player the game has ever seen.
And a 5'11" freshman.
Death has never been more brazenly snubbed as it was yesterday afternoon when freshman Lauryn Hill ran onto the basketball court with a smile, wide as a three-point line. For the past year, this is all she's been thinking about. Ever since she was diagnosed with an inoperable brain tumor, Lauren's goal has been simply to live long enough to play in her first college basketball game.
I wanted to wear those shoes and wear that jersey and feel like a superhero again, because that's what I feel when I put on the jersey and that number.
Had to change the venue to accommodate all the people who wanted to support Lauryn. This arena seats 10,000, and it's sold out.
The crowd was thrilled just to see her set foot on the floor, and that's really all anyone was expecting to see. But Coach Dan Benjamin didn't want to stop there. He wanted her to score.
I can't pray enough that that happens.
Is this a game plan or a Hollywood script you're writing?
It's a game plan. We got to get her a layup somehow, so that's the plan, and we'll leave her in as long as she can go.
Tip. Maybe. Just maybe.
The screen comes, the ball goes down to Lauryn Hill, and the layup is good.
Lauryn scored that basket and another one at the very end. Cancer? What cancer?
We will remember that layup forever.
Today's been the best day I've ever had. Thank you guys so much.
It gives us a sense of belonging, a sense of community.
It teaches you to work hard, discipline, feel responsible for your actions, and how to interact with other people in a positive way.
I think sport is one of the most important things in life.
Like sports get everybody together in one ground.
You know, you can have people from different countries, different races, different religions, and they're all working together.
When I'm racing, it doesn't matter whether they're white, black, Protestant, Catholic. It just bothers me whether they're faster than me or whether I can beat them.
You have everybody always together. You don't have to be friends.